How are we investing in our own organizations so that it's not taken over by some companies? For example, that you mentioned, like it's very easy for any small company now to run up a sentiment model, which used to be really, really hard earlier. What are we doing in each of your organizations? Are we trying to get more AI people in? Are we trying to buy more infra? And how are we thinking about our AI strategy to keep your firms relevant?
So we're investing in subject matter expertise and tooling, essentially. So things like Cookbook internally, which we've developed as a way to really ingest and harmonize and reconcile data. Things like MCP, which we're building, will be in the market in first quarter with an mScience MCP, which is really what buy-side clients seem to be evolving towards, having an MCP from each of their providers. So yeah, just tooling. And I think that subject matter expertise layer is going to become increasingly important, especially as our current subject matter experts will spend less and less time on tedious, mundane tasks and more time thinking about the companies that they cover, the industries that they're in, and ultimately what our clients need through conversations to understand what our clients are really looking for.
I think so much of it is just about, honestly, at this stage of where we are. If you've been in the middle of AI, it feels like we've been talking about AI forever. But the reality is that there's a lot of people out there that have basically never used ChatGPT or rarely used ChatGPT that are like really far down the curve. And I think at least at Bain, step one has been just like get everybody using stuff all the time. Because once you start using it, you start to develop intuition for how does it work, what's it good at, what's it not good at, what apps do I need to build or custom GPT should I build or whatever. And the ideas just like start coming at a big pace. I mean, I will say at Bain, we've got at this point, the stat I saw recently was that 85% of our partners are, like old people like me with gray hair. They're using it every day. So now, I think we also, in the same stats, there were some other stats that suggest they could use it even more effectively. There are ways they can use it even more effectively. But the idea is that like if everyone is kind of using it as part of their work and how they do their job, that creates the right intuition and helps us push forward to find new, cooler ways to use it.
I think on our end, I'd say so far our competitive advantage has been the real user data. The resource for our user data are our panels. So essentially the company builds apps that's published within the App Store, and we are essentially able to track real users. And we think with the advent of AI, especially if you think about how AI chatbot works, if you were to track prompt data or usage data, the AI chatbots are very personalized. So if you're trying to track AI chatbots in a synthetic manner, I don't think you'll be able to get that personalized aspect that you would be able to get that if you have real user data, because me and you, Raul, might ask the same question at the ChatGPT, and it's going to give us completely different answers based on what it knows about us. I think that competitive advantage becomes even bigger in the AI world, where a lot of search goes through AI chatbots versus just only Google.
In thinking about sort of the AI economy, which is your models, your chips, and then your data structure, we're in the data structure part of the world. And if you think about data assets, there are different asset classes. There's market data, there's images, which includes satellite radiology. We're living in the transaction data space. So, sort of fundamentally, there's two parts to building sort of an exchange-based business. One is the platform that does the thing, and we're patenting everything we can on it. We launched our MCP today, generally available. There's the content on top. And so the key with the content on top is attracting more interesting, unique data asset owners to monetize on the platform to drive more use cases downstream. So the content play is just getting more cool stuff on the platform. Then from an AI perspective and from a sort of an IP perspective, we're patenting everything we can. And we're trying to attract as many talented young engineers. And then we're siloing across each silo in the firm, looking at different AI tools to enhance and make things move, because we've got 32 employees. So we're trying to keep that number flat and scale out of everything else.